All right, so I just made this new I call it the cold calling flowchart, and I'll be going over it. So okay, so and again, the goal of this is to hopefully clear up some miscommunication, um, on my part that because there's so many different scenarios. Like, hey, what if this happens? Where do we click it? And maybe it's incomplete. Maybe there are some other scenarios that I haven't thought of, but I feel like it's kind of complete. Maybe we could add a few here and there. Okay, so let's start with the easy one, the dead end. So you press your dial, you press the dialer, it's on ready, it's calling. There's no answer, call not answered. It goes to voicemail. That's usually the ones that go through to you that aren't answered, they'll go to voicemail, and you go ahead and mark them as voicemail. The other ones that are kind of like no answer, call answered, they go here. Prospect hangs up, right? Right after you ask them if they're the person, and they hang up immediately. Mark not available. If you hear silence on the phone, which technically it's kind of like a not answered, but I put it as answered. Um, Silence would be yeah, you mark them as not available. If it's wrong number, that's obvious. That's an obvious one. You go ahead and mark those as a wrong number. Um, Call answered, and they tell you remove me from your list. You go ahead and mark those as not interested. You call answered, they say we already sold the house. Then you'd be like, oh, okay. Would you happen to have any of the properties or maybe even some land that you might consider selling? Let's say they say no. You go ahead and mark those as already sold. Um, yeah, you go ahead and mark those as already sold. This right here kind of confused me. But yeah, you go ahead and mark those as already sold. But if they say yes after, let's say again, let's say you asked if they told you that they already sold their house. You ask if they have any of the properties, and they say yes. You go to the script, and we'll go over the script here in a bit. And then let's say they say, "Oh yeah, I'm not interested in selling my house." From there, you wouldn't be like, "Okay, have a good day." Only okay. Here's the only exception. If they seem flustered by being on the phone with you, if they are upset by being on the phone with you, and they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, no, I sold my house already. Bye." If they sound that way, like they're in a hurry to get off the phone, then fine, you can let them off the phone. But if like, "Oh yeah, no, we sorry, we're not interested," you go ahead and you know, put it in here. Um, and actually, I need to add something to this real quick. Hold on. Actually, maybe it's not worth adding it. But actually, okay, so I might have forgotten where I was at, but I just fixed something that is a very common one, and it's a way to kind of stretch yourself to get a lead. Because again, the leads aren't like okay, so if you send a lead to Podio, right, to CRM that is not a lead, it doesn't hurt that bad. We can just delete it or mark it as dead. But if you send a lead that if you mark a lead as not interested and it's truly a lead, there's a chance there, then we lose out on a deal. It's money that could have been made. So this is a way to kind of stretch and see if there's any potential that we could, any juice that we can extract out of these leads. So okay, again, they tell you they're not interested. Um, if they say, okay, I forgot to add the other one. If they say, hold on. Okay, so yeah, if you call them, ask them if they're interested in selling their house, and they say no, I'm not interested. Um, you know, let's say they say no, I'm not interested, just flat out no, right? Um, Ask if they have any other properties that they would consider selling. If no, go ahead and mark them as not interested. If yes, if they do have any of the properties, you take them from here. That's kind of confusing right here, but you take them from here all the way to you go to the script, and then you follow the script. And again, we'll go into the script later. But let's say they tell you they're not interested, but they tell you they're not interested in kind of like a wishy-washy way. No, we're not looking to sell just yet, or no, not at this time, or no, not right now. Yes, okay. Well, are you thinking maybe sometime in the near future? Some people might say, mm, you know, not until the next 5 years, or maybe a few years down the road when the kids move out, to college and stuff. Then you'll be like, oh, okay, thanks, let me know, bye, and you mark them as not interested. But if they tell you, yeah, we're thinking maybe in the next 6 months, or when summer rolls around and the kids get out of school, something in the next 6 months, if under a year, you let's say let's say they only say yes. They only say yeah, sometime in the near future. Be like, okay, when would be the best time to give you a call back? That's the other alternative. Again, if under a year, type in the notes when to call back, and then you mark them as interested. In this one, there's no need to go to the script. Again, in my opinion, I don't think there's any need to go to the script because they're not really looking to sell just yet. So you just mark them as interested. And they will be put up on a follow up. If they say 6 months, I'll call them back in like 4.5 months. Okay, so next up, let's skip the interested for now, but we'll come back to it because that's the meatiest one. If the agent can't, this is only for the Spanish button is only for people who don't speak Spanish. If you as the agent can't understand the other language, again most likely Spanish, mark it as Spanish, and someone will call the Spanish leads that are in the dialer. And then let's say you call them and they tell you, you ask them, be like, hey, I'm calling for, John. Hey, John, this is Carlos. Blah blah. I'm looking to buy your house. You know, are you considering selling your house? And they tell you, I can't talk right now, or hey, this isn't a good time. Give me a call back later. Try as hard as you can to confirm interest. So if they say yes, you type in notes, something like along the lines of like he was interested or he or she was interested, but couldn't couldn't really speak at the time, and then you would try and get a callback time. So I'll add it here real quick. Okay, so you would type it in notes, and actually this might even be flip flopped. So flip flop it real quick. Dang it, I kind of messed that up. What is wrong with this? So yeah, so jeez Louise, why is that so weird? Um, okay, so sorry. Um, okay, so yeah, if they say yes, try and get a callback time. Be like, okay, when would be the best time to give you a call back? And from there, they'll say, hey, call me, whenever I get off of work at 5. Type that in the notes and then mark them as interested. And then it'll get pushed to the CRM and someone will give them a call to see if they truly are interested. If they say no, if they tell you, oh yeah, I can't talk right now, give me a call back some other time. Be like, are you interested in selling your house? They'll be like, no, not really. Because sometimes they won't even understand what you're talking about, and they're like, oh yeah, just call me back. They just say call. Some people will say call me back just to not be rude. So mark them as not interested. And then if not a clear answer, if they don't give you a clear answer, like, oh hey, right now is not a good time, call me back, and you try and you are like, oh, are you actually, and bleep, they hang up the phone, then that's not a clear answer. Mark is not available. You can't mark it as not interested, and you can't mark it as interested. Um, if you don't know whether to mark it as interested, not interested, or interested, go ahead and mark it as not available. Okay, so here's the main event, the good ones, the ones we're looking for. If the dialer calls someone and they say, and you give them your spiel, and they say, yes, I'm interested in considering an offer on selling my house. You go to the script. The script, I have, y'all know the script. This is a kind of an outline of the script, kind of, but there's more info regarding the script right here. So you go to the script, you ask permission to ask questions. So it's our basic, okay, well, do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the house? they'll, if they want to sell their house, they'll be like, yeah. Then you ask them about the condition. Okay, what's the house look like? Timeline. Okay. A really good question that I found out the other day was, okay, assuming we were able to agree on price, when would you be looking to move forward? Or assuming we were able to agree on price, we typically close in 30 days. Is that okay with you, or would you need more time? Then motivation. What's making you want to sell? And then price. How much you want? How much are you wanting for the house? And then set the stage for the next steps. So that would be okay. So next step for us would be one of my partners. You could say my name. My partner Carlos will be giving you a call to get some more info on the house, and then he'll go from there. When will be the best time to for him to give you a call back? And also the question in the script, is this the best number to reach you at? And then you type in all the notes and mark it as interested. Okay, so yeah, and then hopefully this helps with any confusion. Maybe we're going to be adding things to this as time goes on. Hopefully I can make it a bit prettier because it's kind of a, I don't know if it passes the beauty contest. So yeah, so again, hopefully it helps. Hopefully it's not confusing at all. Hopefully it clears some things up, which is supposed to be the opposite of confusing. But yeah, hopefully it helps. Let me know if you have any questions.